Hey, welcome to Late Night Cocktails. I'm your host, L.A. Wade. In this episode, we speak to my mommy sex mentor, Danielle. She's a local school teacher, she does her little thing with the city of Toronto. She's an entrepreneur. But Danielle believes that mothers should own their freaky side, and she speaks to women about how to create the total Milf experience. So how did this Milf become a squirting expert? Stay tuned and we'll find out. Oh wait, Maxilius, I think, did you hear that? Can you bring her in? Danielle, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Oh my God, welcome. Have a seat,
Thank you so
girl.
much for having me.
Of course, how could, you are my mom. Did you know that you were my mommy mentor?
Before today, I had no idea, but thank you.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram at Milf Experience, and I get a lot of information.
So that makes me so happy.
What is the total Milf experience?
So the Milf experience was a little something that I created to help me because I was going through postpartum depression. At the time, I just delivered my youngest, and I had two kind of back-to-back, 2 years apart, was to help me learn how to honor the person that I was before I became a mother. Because when we have kids, we tend to forget that person.
Right.
So the Milf experience stands for mothers who are independent, loving, and fabulous. And I didn't feel too fabulous at the time. So
you gotta speak it into existence, right?
You had to. I faked it till I made it, and I'm sitting with you here right now.
Seems like we're doing a lot of faking around here, because a lot of women can't reach that orgasm. They cannot squirt, but you are like a squirting expert.
I would like to think so.
Yeah, no, you definitely are. And so with that in mind, I want to get to the tip of what is squirt? So according to an article in the medical news today, female ejaculation refers to the expulsion of fluid from a female's urethra during orgasm or sexual arousal. The urethra is the duct that carries urine from the bladder to outside of the body, and there are two different types of female ejaculate. Squirting fluid. This is the fluid that usually is colorless and odorless, and it occurs in large quantities. Now, when you squirt, does it come out in large quantities? Because it does when I do.
So I usually have two different experiences when I'm squirting. And sometimes it's a trickle. And that usually happens when I'm alone. And I find the projectile sort of squirt that we see in most adult films.
Yes.
It's when I am with a partner, and that's usually from penetration. And oddly enough, I've recently discovered that I used to think that I can't have a squirting episode from back shots, but I learned that I can, and it's usually the projectile that happens.
Is it the position?
I want to say it's the position.
Okay, we're gonna have to practice that later. Hold that thought. So the second type of ejaculate fluid is actually ejaculate fluid. This type is more closely resembling the male semen. It's typically thicker and it appears milky. So an analysis has shown that the fluid contains prostatic acid phosphate, PSA, and this PSA is an enzyme present in male semen that helps sperm motility. In addition, female ejaculate usually contains fructose, which is a form of sugar. Now, when you talk about our waters, and then you mention sugar, then I can understand why they would want to drink from it. But apparently, that is also present in men. So when you swallow, do you swallow?
I absolutely do swallow.
Yeah, I haven't really approached the swallow thing yet personally, but I'm open. But what makes it? I'm afraid of the taste. I'm scared of what it's going to be like.
Oh, you shouldn't be afraid of the taste, assuming that your partner eats well. If he has a junk food diet, he's eating poorly, lots of red meat, he may have a more sour taste. I've compared one I've actually, unfortunately, had an experience with as battery acid. Now, I've never tasted battery acid, but it was just very foul, and he did not eat well at all. It was
clearly
horrible. Yeah.
Did you say that to him after you were finished?
No, I just usually tell the story on platforms like this.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, I don't know if I'm there yet. I have to talk to my therapist about that. I don't know if I can swallow, because it's a texture thing, no?
The texture initially used to bother me.
Yeah. Oh, it did?
It did.
How did you teach yourself to get over the texture?
I made sure that my inhibitions were non-existent.
So you were drunk or high?
Yes.
Okay,
initially.
Got you. So it's a form of sugar. So there's some kind of sugar going on. My waters, I'm sure, are sugar-like, and I eat mostly vegan, so it must be sweet. I don't know. I haven't tasted it. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
you should totally taste it.
Actually, that's a lie, because I know this is really taboo and maybe a little bit outside of what we're talking about here, but let's be true. when he's inside of you and then he pulls out and you give him head at that point,
You are tasting
you're tasting yourself. So you know what? I'm good. So
Yeah.
by the way, out there, everyone, follow along. This is really good information for you to overcome your inhibitions or get into your inhibitions. Anyway, experts believe that the PSA and fructose present in the fluid come from the female prostate or Skene's glands. The Skene's gland sits on the front inside wall of the vagina near the G-spot. Researchers believe that the stimulation causes the glands to produce PSA and fructose, which then moves into the urethra. And for many years, scientists thought that females who ejaculated during sex were experiencing continence problems. But don't worry, guys, you are not drinking our pee. All the men out there that have been drinking our holy waters all this time, be happy to know that this is not our urine. It is actually just another part of liquid that comes along with having sex. In fact, the 2014 study found that the fluid accumulates in the bladder mostly during arousal and leaves through the urethra during the ejaculation. So female ejaculation is perfectly normal, yet people do not discuss it very often. And according to the International Society of Sexual Medicine, different estimates suggest that between 10 to 50% of women ejaculate during sex. I think that's high, because every woman I talk to, well, they always complain that they can't do it. They don't know how to squirt. They don't know if they're orgasming. The orgasm statistics are horrible.
I think what that is, it's a matter of a lot of women don't know how to push past that feeling. And when we met, we spoke about how to push past that I want to pee feeling.
Yes.
Because it's not a sexy feeling. When you're having sex and you think, oh my God, I have to pee, let's stop. I got to go to the bathroom. But really what you want to do is lean into that. And a lot of women are not leaning into that. And they're letting that orgasm escape them. Oh. So that's why I think the statistics
So they stop themselves before they can actually enjoy the fruit of their labor.
Exactly.
I get it. I get it.
What's your favorite cocktail, like your favorite drink?
I'm a gin and tonic girl. All the way.
Okay, gin and tonic. And if you were with someone special, would it still be gin and tonic?
I'm Jamaican, so if I was with someone special, it would be a drink called Magnum. Do you know what Magnum? Okay, so.
Okay, she's on the Magnum because she's Jamaican. She's a yardie, so she has to pull out the Magnum. Does it really work?
It really works. It does.
Okay.
When you mix it with some Red Bull or some white rum.
And where are you guys when you're having Magnum?
Oh my God, we're watching the game.
You're watching the game?
Watching the game on the couch.
On the couch. The couch will get you every time. Okay, so in the background is the actual game. What game? Basketball? Football?
He plays fantasy leagues, so it's anything really. It's football, it's basketball.
Any sporting event to get his testosterone going.
Any sport, yeah.
Okay, so Magnum, watching TV, on the couch, and what's your favorite position?
Oh my God. This is hard. I like doggy style, back shots, or whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah,
I'm a fan as well. But I actually also really like missionary with somebody that I'm close to.
You know what? I feel like missionary is the best because I like to squirt.
I think with all of that said, I'm ready to learn more about, a little bit more about you in the next section. I like to call this section the Pandora's box, where we break it wide open, find out about you, get a little bit more into, coming, ejaculating, waters, all of those things.
Love it.
So let's do it. Maxilis, could you bring out Pandora's box, please?